That. Okay, it's working. Just checking to make sure everything's working. And this is about Puffy, P. Diddy, Sean Combs being in jail. And what is his situation? Now, today is September 23rd, 2024. He has been in jail for a few days. He is in the special housing unit, the SHU, where he has no roommates. He is in a cell, concrete cell, a bed, uh, a slab of whatever. It might be concrete, it might be wood, it might be, um, you know, whatever. He is supposed to be in a protective situation, a suicide watch. So if the bed is not attached to the wall, if it is a mobile bed or something like that, well then there would be no bed in his room. His mattress is most likely on the floor. He probably or may have a sheet. His toilet is non-flushable because they don't want him to contaminate the toilet water and have all that water pumped onto the floor by um, you know, behavior that inmates often have when they are losing control. That's what prison is. Prison is your first time in prison, your first days, weeks, months, even years, I guess. You are losing total control of everything. You are told what to do, you listen. If you don't listen, there are repercussions. And the person that suffers is normally the prisoner because everybody else is control. Everyone else has a path of control. So prison breaks you down. You come in, you're feeling good, you have an attitude, you have a life situation, you're used to a standard of living. Uh, you're used to controlling your house, you might be used to controlling your business, your job, your family, your wife, whatever. In prison, they put you in, and all of a sudden, click, you have lost control of everything. You are now being directed as to what will happen today, what will happen tomorrow, and tomorrow, and tomorrow, and tomorrow, and so forth. You have lost control. This is unbelievable for anybody. Even if you know what's going to happen, it is unbelievable to actually lose control of everything. So, inmates, prisoners, when they get into prison, they find the only thing they have control of is their eating. What are they eating? What are they drinking? And um, their poop and their urine. They can also control their behavior in prison, but that can also be handled by some assertive correctional officers. But otherwise, you really have no control. Now, there are some good things I'm going to say later about what a prisoner has in prison, especially a very wealthy, high profile prisoner like P. Diddy, Puffy, Sean Combs. But right now, I'm going to talk about all of these rumors about he is now on a hunger strike and he is not eating. Some people have said, oh, well, maybe he joined a national hunger strike that's going on in other prisons. Um, well, let me just debunk all of that. As I said, when you come into prison, you lose everything. You are being controlled. You have control of almost nothing. So you have to also remember that P. Diddy, Puffy, is a drug addict. So he is coming in probably not even really believing his situation, not believing how bad it's getting, not believing he can feel so miserable every day, all day, because he is withdrawing from all of the medications he used to take. Now, they said he used to take a lot of cocaine in various forms, that he took ketamine, that he took Molly, that he took all kinds of other psychedelics, mushrooms, and whatever. And so, all of these things, whatever he has been taking and accumulating in his body for years during his regular days, through his frequent parties, all of that stuff is now get coming out through his liver, through his urine, through his poop. All of that stuff is coming out. He is detoxing. He is detoxing big time because he has done this for decades. This isn't like someone who's been on drugs for a few years. He's been on these drugs for decades. And, even during a lot of people get started with this stuff during the Hugh Hefner period, where Hugh Hefner was giving everybody Quaaludes. Quaaludes were all over the Hugh Hefner, um, what did they used to call that? The mansion. And when he had his parties and he invited people over for the decadent parties that he had, similar to P. Diddy's, they were having sex in the pool, in the little cavern, um, in the every place. People were having sex and they were encouraged to have sex. They had prostitutes there. They had regular people there. There even were underage children that said they were older and they were in there participating in the activities. And of course, he had the girls that he regularly hired to live in the mansion to entice people to come in. And so, if you started off with Hugh Hefner and then you moved on to other people, there are a lot of people, they have these parties in Las Vegas. They have these parties in a lot of the casinos that are around the nation because they don't check anybody when they come into the casinos, whether or not they have drugs or anything in those um, bags when they check into the casino hotels. And you can go into the casino hotel. You can hook up with people that are there. Now, a lot of the casino hotels have prostitutes that frequent them, or they have people who, get lured into, go out for a fun night and find out that they are drugged by somebody in the casino. The casinos in most places sell alcohol, so someone could spike your drink while you're playing the games. You may not be aware of what's going on. You can end up similar situation, spiked, headed up to a casino room where they're doing all kinds of things. And the people that are the security there really does not protect the people. They are there to protect the casino. They are to make sure you don't rob the casino, that you don't cheat the casino, that you pay for everything. So you're not really protected when you go in those casinos, but they have all of the stuff, especially for people who frequent the casinos. Uh, they start to meet people, they start to organize into groups, party groups, and so forth. They end up meeting regularly at various casinos and doing certain activities. And then in a place like Las Vegas, of course, a lot of times it migrates out to some of the hotels and rooms and so forth in the city. So Diddy has a big drug problem and he has to withdraw from it. And that's what he's undergoing. He's undergoing withdrawal. He's only been in prison. He's not in prison, he's in jail for a short time, and he's definitely still undergoing withdrawal. So if he's not eating, as the rumors have it now, they think, oh, he's on a hunger strike or he doesn't like the food. Well, he doesn't like the food, I'm sure, but he may also be hallucinating. He may be looking at the food and thinks he sees worms, or he might be looking at the food and thinks he sees, visualizing things, or having bad odors coming from the food, not just from the food, but from his imagination, what he's imagining the food smells like. And then his taste buds are going to be off. So everything's going to be bad about eating. And then, of course, you can have some nausea and vomiting and all of that stuff. He's going to be sleeping poorly because of the new situation. The mattress that he has is going to be not real comfortable that he's used to. I saw a picture on the internet of him in a bed, a big, big bed with Jennifer Lopez. They both had their clothes on, but the bed was huge and it was filled with lots and lots and lots of pillows. Well, there are no big pillows that he has in this um, suicide watch situation. There are no pillows. So, whatever comforts he was used to or needed at home, if he has any health problems, any back pains or anything, he's suffering all that because there are no pain meds being given to him and he is withdrawing from whatever he was taking for many, many decades. So he is not going to be happy. He's not going to be comfortable. He's not going to be saying, oh, this is a place I can deal with easily. And he's not going to really want to eat. He's not going to want to drink because the main thing they're giving him is water in the prison. So he doesn't have the prison. I don't think he has the prison tricks to be able to uh, make food. A lot of inmates, after they're there for a while, they learn how to create better food. They'll have Thanksgiving dinner. They'll make their own wine in the alcohol in the prison. They do all kinds of stuff through prison tricks that they learn. They learn how to make soup and all kinds of stuff. And then they get food sent into them because as they get connections, people will give them special pieces of, a chicken or something from the kitchen, and they can do maybe a Thanksgiving dinner or whatever they want to do. But I don't think he has those skills. But and I don't think he wants to because he has a lot of mental stuff. As I said before, the hardest part of being in special housing or separate housing is living with yourself. He has never had to live with himself. He's always had people around him, his family, the people that work for him, his parties, his friends, and so forth. So he's never really looked deep inside his own mind and really had to spend not just minutes and hours, but I mean, you're spending a whole day with yourself. And of course, when you're in secured housing and you're on suicide watch, well, you're kind of getting out of the hour you would have had outside for recreational time by yourself. As I said, he's by himself. He's not out in the yard with a bunch of inmates milling around where people are threatening his life or he can make deals with people or anything. He's getting time out in the yard where he can get some sunshine and fresh air. But when you are on suicide watch, even that gets taken away from you because it's just another problem for the staff to have to deal with. He's going to be in a room, he's going to be observed probably every 15 minutes or so by correctional staff. They'll document uh, that they've laid eyes on him, that they saw he was okay. And the only people that'll be visiting him there are maybe medical people, but even medical people probably won't be coming in because he's healthy. Basically, he's not going to be having any real health problems as far as we know. So they'll keep tabs on him because in the special housing unit there are nurses right there who can call in a medical person if something strange is happening. He'll get his vital signs taken, uh, all that kind of stuff. But basically, he's just adjusting to the prison. And this thing about him not eating is probably based on him withdrawing from drugs. I don't think he's affiliating with any outside prisons to go on a prison strike. He's not. He's not at that level. He's not at that level at all. So now I'm going to talk about some of the special things that he gets because he is a very, very, very rich man. He is among a lot of poor people, the correctional officers, the medical staff, the other inmates. All of these people are like peons to him. And probably all of them are thinking, wow, this guy is really, really rich, you know, and he's captive. But in a prison, he has access, even as a suicide watch person, he has access to his attorneys. And his attorneys can come in and talk with him and so forth. They would be under watch to make sure they're not slipping him a knife or anything to kill himself. But he would, of course, have the ability to talk with his attorneys about his case and his feelings. He can talk to his attorneys about complaints about his food. He can talk about complaints about the mattress. He can talk about other complaints that he might have about the prison. He can talk about if he's being mistreated, if he feels somebody's threatening him, if he feels they're trying to, as one person said, well, maybe they're trying to poison him. No, I don't think they're trying to poison him. And I don't think he feels they're trying to poison him. I don't think anybody's threatening him because it would go straight to his attorney. And his attorney would jump on it, and we would hear from that, about that, from the attorney. We would hear about any complaints from the attorney. And I'm sure that he is complaining about everything to his attorney, but his attorney has not said anything that there are any intentions expressed to terrorize him or to try to murder him within the prison. They're not asking for extra security, as far as I know, but they did say that they wanted to transfer him to New Jersey, a New Jersey prison, and I'm not sure exactly how one prison would be different from the other, but that I did hear was one of the requests. So I just wanted to put down some of these crazy things that are coming out about what's happening to P. Diddy. He is in a room, basically. He's locked in a room. He's getting his food. I can assure you, just because of who he is and how many people he knows at all levels in the government, in the legal system, in the entertainment world, that he has so many people he could complain to that they are not giving him bad food. They are not giving him moldy food. They are not giving him food with worms in it or maggots or anything. I think all of those are just rumors um, put out by people who are sympathetic to him or people who, just heard other rumors that said that these things were going on. But believe me, I certainly know that these people who have money when they get into the prison system have many ways of expressing real concerns and having those concerns get out to the public. So, what do you think? Do you have any questions or thoughts about what is happening to P. Diddy? Let me see here. And if you do, let me know and we can go over them. Okay. All right. So that's all I'm going to put out right now. That's all I can think of to talk about his situation in the New York Southern District Jail. And he will be in jail for years. So eventually he will adapt. He will learn to eat. It's very hard for people to go through a real hunger strike, but some people do have the mental strength where they can do that. But very few people do. And most people will maybe not eat a lot, but they'll eat enough. And then, as I said, they get into the prison system, they start to learn tricks as to how to make their food more palatable for them. And then, of course, he'll always have canteen. I I don't know if he'll. I don't know when they start canteen, especially if you're on suicide watch. But those are all incentives to get off suicide watch so you can take advantage of some of the other things that are available in a prison. In canteen, you can buy all kinds of food. They have catalogs, and that's a business people don't even think about. You can go into business selling things to prisoners. Prisoners have money, they are limited as to where they can buy things. And there are a lot of people who sell all kinds of things through the prison system to prisoners. You have a locked in audience, and uh, but he'll be able to do all that stuff once he does finishes his drug withdrawal, once he adjusts to the prison system and gets to a situation off of suicide watch where he can, participate in some of the activities that are available for prisoners. So I don't think there's anything special going on with him right now. Anyway, like and subscribe. If I think of something else, we can have another live stream. But I think that's it for now. So, bye.